Let's get it. All right, 5-minute candle just closed. Let's mark out that 5-minute candle. Let's see what's going on. Now, today is going to be a day where I'm just going to take a scalp on these accounts. I'm like incredibly close to passing, so it's going to be a very quick, and then I'll move to my other accounts. Let's see what happens here. All right, so there's that 5-minute range we got. All right, we just closed outside that 5-minute range. We set that high in there. Let's see what happens here. Oops, sorry. All right, let's see if what happens here. So we just closed outside the range, pushing back into it. We got view up below. We got the 200 below. So we're in ultimately we're in bullish territory. Again, we got all-time highs up there still. We are still trending at all-time highs. 15-minute chart. I'm going to go through the chart real quick to kind of see what's going on in the higher time frames while this thing sets itself up. We still have that gap that still has not been filled. Now, there's probably honestly speaking, probably a huge, chance that this gap could get filled during FOMC. This huge imbalance right here, this opening price difference from Monday, I would assume that this thing could get filled during FOMC. So as of now, we are still just trending higher, getting these little pullbacks, but still trending higher. So I'll be kind of looking for potential move back up to those highs if we get a setup, if it starts to set up. Now we got a wick on the 15-minute from that 15-minute candle, big wick. We got an imbalance down there, so price still could come down lower, right? You see that there is still this 15-minute imbalance. So price could still come lower. Ideally, take out this low down here, 15-minute low, fill that imbalance, and then possibly rip back up to the upside. So be paying attention to that on the 15-minute chart. Also on the 5-minute chart, there's that imbalance too. So seeing if we can kind of retrace, tap back in. Now, if I get a setup to go long, I'll take a scalp. Again, this is just going to be a scalp because I'm super, super close to passing these accounts. So I just have to scalp them. Bullish all week. I don't have a bias for the week. I don't even have a bias for the day. Until, like, as of now, I'm biased bullish. But when I logged onto the computer, I had no idea. Price action is just showing me that we're bullish. So obviously that's kind of what unless if price action shifts, I'll go to, being biased bearish. But as of now, we're still in a bullish territory. This is still kind of showing that we're still bullish biased. Now, if this thing starts dumping and starts really propelling to the downside, well, then that shows me that we're bearish. So I just go day by day. I don't have any kind of preconceived, we're bullish for the week, bearish for the week. It don't matter where price goes. I just follow it. So interesting to see. I mean, is price gonna push those all-time highs, or is it gonna start rejecting here? We do have a lot of support. We got a lot of support down here. In terms of pivot points too, we don't got any pivot. We do have a pivot point up there. As you can see, we do have a pivot point up here. Right above that 5-minute range, there's that pivot point. So we pulled outside the range, closed outside this 5-minute range. Buyers stepped in back aggressively inside this 5-minute range. So now if we can get maybe a bullish imbalance, that would give me that confirmation to potentially, you know, this thing may want to start going back up again. As of now, it's not giving me that confirmation, so hands off for now. Tap all-time highs, then dump. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna, honestly, I don't think we're gonna get any big moves. I don't see why we would get some big moves. I mean, you would think, right? Hedge funds and institutions would not be trying to position size super heavy right before FOMC. So typically, a lot of times, right, what happens before FOMC, we get a lot of chop sideways. We do get moves, but it's not anything that just like continuation. A lot of times, you know, highs get taken out, starts dumping, lows get taken out, goes back up. So we get this kind of like chop. That's not to say, I mean, you look at pre-market, we've been, you know, we got a decent move up, but I think the closer we get to FOMC, the less chance to expect anything big to happen. I mean, a lot of people are just going to be hands off until this thing actually comes out. And we do still have, again, we have that huge gap from the opening price. So this gap right here, I think there's a pretty decent sized chance that this thing is going to get filled during FOMC. But it don't matter to me, honestly. It's not like that's, you know, just interesting to see, but I don't really care because I'm not going to just take a trade off it just because, you know, I go by price action. Whatever price is telling me to do, price is showing me it wants to do, that's what I go by. I don't try to guess. So you can see so far no bullish gaps are starting to get formed. Still kind of in this I wouldn't mind, you know, maybe a drop down. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a drop down and kind of take out these lows. The fact that we're pushing up without taking out any lows, kind of, you know. I would prefer this thing to drop all the way down here to view op. Kind of tap view op, take out all these lows, and then starts moving up. Gives you more of that, like, confidence to go up. But we're kind of just hovering up without showing too much strength. And we do have that, like I said earlier, right? You look at that 5-minute. Ideally, the thing I would like to see is this thing pull back. Take out these 5-minute lows. There's 15-minute lows, 15-minute imbalance, and a 5-minute imbalance right there. So take out a low, fill that imbalance, and then we can start moving up. And that would pretty much give you a tap off of VWAP too, which is like a perfect, but we'll see. We have any, let me check. I don't think we have news today, do we? I like to see a double top at all-time highs, then dump a bit into Fed rates, hard to short right now through. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend, like, don't expect a big move. I don't think we're gonna get any, like, massive moves. It's my opinion. Let me see. Richmond today. Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Okay. 10 a.m. Some orange folder news at 10 a.m. So 16 minutes left. Some orange. It's Richmond manufacturing. I don't think that's going to really affect the market. And then obviously tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow we're going to have a lot of crazy open AI news. News in 15. Yeah, news in like 15 minutes, but I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact on the market. But who knows? We'll see. We'll keep an eye out. If I do see volatility, you probably know where it's from. Tomorrow's my birthday. I want to get a winning trade. Is it too risky to trade tomorrow? No, it's not that. It's not necessarily too risky to trade tomorrow. It's that you got to be very careful. I mean, I wouldn't do anything out of the ordinary. For me, purposely, like how I treat it, right, in the morning, if I get a setup, I'm taking it. I just go based on my setup. So if I get a setup, I'm taking the setup. I'm not going to just like, oh, we got FOMC yet. I won't be trading during FOMC, but I'll be trading in the morning. And if we get a setup, I'll take it. But in my mind, I'll understand when I take that setup, I'll understand that I shouldn't expect any crazy moves because everyone's going to be sitting out until FOMC. So if I do take a setup tomorrow, I'm not going to be expecting, I'm just going to be taking a very quick base hit just to kind of lock in my profits and then move on. That's it. Or if I don't see anything, I don't take a trade. But we'll see. I kind of just play it. If my setup's there, I take it. But yeah, I would be careful of like, you know, don't oversize, don't oversize, don't do anything, you know, because you don't want to also, you know, ruin your birthday. People tend to do that. They tend to kind of take a trade, and then if it's a losing trade, they start revenge trading because it's a, you know, it's their birthday or they're going on vacation and they don't want to, you know, start the vacation or a birthday on a bad note, so they'll overtrade to try to make back that money, and it typically doesn't end well. And then they go on vacation with a massive loss. It's just, do what you've always been doing. Don't let a day affect, you know. You got to be in the mindset. If it's a winning day, it's a winning day. If I get a setup, I take it. If I don't, I stay out. That's why for me, it doesn't really matter. Like, I've heard stories of trading, you know. Oh, it's I don't trade anymore the day before a vacation. I don't trade on my birthday. I don't trade on like special days or whatever. I mean, I'm different. I'm at this point in my like trading that I'm just like, if the setup's there, I take it. I don't get emotional about it. If it's a losing trade, it's a losing trade. I walk away. Like, a losing trade's not gonna ruin my, you know, my vacation or whatever, because I'm disciplined enough to, if I have a losing trade, I'll walk away. I don't have to take a trade. Like, I don't have to necessarily have a green day to have a good. In my mind, I've already cemented in my mind that the only way I can have a bad day is if I break my rules. So in my mind, I already know that as long as I follow my rules, have proper risk management, follow my strategy, if it's a loss, it's still a good day as long as I followed my rules. If I break my rules, even a winning trade, even a day, a green day where I make money, can turn into a bad day for me if I did not follow my rules. So that's kind of like where I'm at. Is, I know it sounds like, but it really is true. The only way I could have a bad day is if I break my rules. Yeah, we're dropping. We didn't take down those? Let me see. 5 minute. Not yet. We were so close to taking out those lows down there and tapping into that imbalance, but buyers are trying to step up here. I mean, you could start to see, right? Start to see those wicks start to form on that like, let's look at the 15 minute even. Right? Look at the 15 minute. You got wicks down here. What does that tell you? It tells you buyers are trying to step in down there. Right? Again, you got wicks down here. So buyers are trying to step in. That's not to say it's just going to go up from here and not take out this low anymore. But you could see buyers are trying to take it back up. We'll kind of see what happens here. Like I said, I would prefer those lows to get taken out first. This is pretty much what we're trying to do. I don't see how we don't. I mean, that pullback is crazy. We're kind of pulling back, I think, into view op. Yeah, we're about to pull into view op. View op is right on top of that 200. So where you see that gold line right now is exactly where view op is. They're literally on top of each other. Let Let me go. Actually, let me go to the 5 minute and see when that actually gets taken. Is it the same price as the 15 minute? 26,034. 26,034. 26,034. Yeah. So I mean, it's the same. It's that same low. Oh crap. Sorry, I'm keep on switching up. It's that same low on the 15 minute as the 5 minute. So we haven't tapped it yet. We're super close. Now there's gonna be some kind of support. We're at the view op. Once it breaks down this low one more time, we've pretty much tapped it. All right, so I can go back to the 1 minute. I know as soon as that low gets breaking, it's filled. So as soon as this low right here gets taken out, we've filled that gap. Today's the last day for those Apex 80% off and the lifetime fees. So really want to get that trade in to pass these accounts. So it's going to be a very quick. I'm literally like, I have 3 accounts left. I'm $11 away from passing one, like $9 away from passing the other, and $40 away from passing the other one. So pretty much I need to get at least $40 to pass these accounts. So it's going to be a very, I'm going to go in normal size, but it's going to be a very, I'm going to take it right away just to lock in that, just to get this account over with and passed. But I'm still going to wait. I don't like, hopefully I get a setup. If not, I'm going to have to try to scalp it. But my ideal thing would be to wait for a setup so I don't have to try to guess random areas. It's starting to set itself up pretty good, actually. If we can get a setup here, not looking like a bad setup. All right, so we've just filled that imbalance. We just did it. So look on the 5 minute, right? We just tapped into this imbalance. So let's see what happens here. That's exactly what I said I wanted to happen. I wanted it to come back in, at least take out these lows and fill this imbalance before moving back up. And we're coming up on that 10 o'clock mark, which, as you know, a lot of times we could get a reversal back up at 10 a.m. or around 10 a.m. We get that like reversal time area. Can you please activate my 50K for me? I don't want to lose this opportunity. I can't activate it, sorry. What do you mean activate it? Did you pass them? All right, we're still going lower. We're tapping view op. So kind of be interesting to see if buyers really start to step in here off of view op. I mean, we're going to get some buying pressure, but the question is, will it be enough to push it back into this range? So what I'm looking for now is, right, I'm looking for a push back into this range, leaving behind a bullish gap. Oh, you passed them? Yeah, I would recommend getting them activated today, because after today, those activation fees, they're $85 with the sale. So it's not $150. If you have Apex, today is the last day. If you passed an account, it's $85 to activate the account. After that, it's gonna go back up. So that's exactly why I'm trying to take advantage of. I passed what, 4 accounts? Yeah, I passed 4 accounts yesterday. I have 3 more to pass right now to take a quick scalp, and then oh, it's top step. Never mind. Yeah, I wish I could help. I wish I was in that situation, but I'm not in the situation to. Whoa! Holy crap! What the flip is going on? Bro, what the? Here, give me a second. I'll be back in a second. Bro. Alright, we'll see. Crap. Crap. There's no gap here. I mean, this is going to be a little bit... See if I can quickly take a... Just trying to take a very... See if it can give me this pullback. Oh. Is that news? Oh crap, news. Doing a little something, but nothing too much. Come on. Bruh. freaking kidding me? Give me a little bit of a pullback. Easy short. I mean, do what you want to do. I don't see this being a short, but do as you please. I'm just looking for a quick scalp. I'm not. Bro. We'll see. Oh. Bro, come on. Oh, are you freaking kidding me, man? Why is this so freaking hard just to get a little bit of profit? Like, bro, this is freaking wild. You gotta be kidding me. Is this thing seriously gonna rip without me now? Bruh, it's like the day I asked for just a tiny bit of profit. Can you tell me why? I'm just trying to take a quick scalp, but like we do have a very tiny gap. Typically, I mean, there's a very small imbalance there, which does kind of give me a signal that buyers, right? We closed outside this range, pushed back inside the range, we left behind. It's a very tiny imbalance, but it is there. I mean, I do prefer big imbalances. I don't like these tiny ones, but there is a very small imbalance right there. So kind of like, that's kind of my cue to, you know, that this could want to go up. That's kind of why, but if this thing starts ripping without me, once it breaks these highs up here, I mean, I'm going to cancel my order. I'm very close to passing these accounts, so I'm looking to scalp it. I'm not looking to take profit all the way at the highs. I'm looking to take profit, just a very tiny scalp, and it's not even giving me that. Are you kidding me? It's so close. Look at this shit. Oh my gosh. Bro. Watch, it's gonna fill me and then dump. Or you gotta be kidding me. So freaking close. Bro. This is giving me more anxiety than actual, like, a good setup. Like, why the hell is it coming so close to my entry and then bouncing right off it? Like, it's like a freaking magnet. Like, what the... Bro, are you kidding me? Look how many times it's bounced right off my entry point. Like, what the... Bro. God. This is crazy. I would have already, like... I don't like that it's doing this, because now it's like, if it breaks this low, it could shoot down to the lows. I don't like when it chops sideways like this. Bruh. Some bull. Dude, this is some straight BS. You freaking kidding me, dude. What is this crap? Bro, what is this crap? It's like, bruh, I honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm out here like an institution. I feel like I'm out here putting down $50 million limit orders where everyone is just like spooked by my order. Like, bro, how is my order becoming support? Look how many times I literally put my order in before all this chop. As soon as I put my order in, it just starts. Look how many times it's almost come down to fill me. And then just, nope, nope, nope. Yep, nope. It is freaking... Oh my gosh. And it kind of spooks me now because this sideways action, if it breaks down, I'm scared that this thing is going to flush. Well, typically, when you have this kind of sideways chop, if it breaks a low, it could really start propelling to the downside, which kind of freaking scares me. Oh my gosh. This freaking sucks. Take your loss? What are you? I'm not even in a trade. What loss? such bullshit, dude. And then Apex does these things on purpose where I like how they do the sale, that they make sure the sale goes on over the weekend when they know you can't trade over the weekend. So it's like, they give you, what, 7 days of the sale, but 2 of those days are weekends, so you're not even trading. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Up 164, nice. I feel like this thing's gonna rip without me. It's a bull flag. It's almost like a bull flag. So, man, I do like it, but like, what am I supposed to do? Just hop in right here? I'm gonna be patient. If it goes without me, it is what it is. I'll try to take something else. Once it gets above that 5-minute range, I'll try to scalp it off that. But as of now, man, it's freaking. This price action does not want me to get filled. Entry point is like the perfect support. I'm gonna cancel my order for now. If it comes close, I'll put it back in, but I'm canceling my order just because I'm worried that if we get a flat, like a crash back down, I don't want to get filled on accident. So if it starts moving slowly back down, I'll set it up, but just in case this thing just like flushes to the downside, I don't want to be caught in that flush. So just gonna cancel it. If it comes back down there, I'll put it back on. But agreed. You should have set you, but at that known hit. What? You should have set. How's it agreed? I'm just following my strategy. It's literally a part of my strategy. It's called following your plan. This isn't me just randomly buying at an area. My buy is in a very specific level. It's not just a random area. As you can see, it's exactly why. I mean, look what price is doing right where I wanted to buy. Look where it's doing. It's literally bouncing off pretty much the area that I wanted to buy at. It just didn't fill me. It's like a tick away from filling me. This should tell you something. If it's bouncing off exactly where I wanted to buy. Now this thing kind of scares me. Wow. This is really crazy. It's just going sideways. I don't like that. A lot of buying pressure down here. I mean, we're at view op, so makes sense. Why? Still interested in this, but if this thing can freaking do something. Bro. That is so freaking crazy. You can't make this up, bro. I'm telling you, you can't make this up. Look at that. Bruh. Bruh. Like, no comment. No comment. This is crazy. It's just barcoding sideways. Not good, not too good for longs. The longer we kind of barcode like this, you know. Bummer. Like, I'm not even asking for much profit. I just have to. Now I'm like, the only thing I'm worried is if it flushes these lows, it could go for the low. This kind of scares me that we're barcoding like this, because at one point this thing is gonna either rip to the upside or it's gonna rip to the downside. So I just do not want to get caught in a flush to the downside. Normally, this trade, I wouldn't take this trade on an actual, like, I'm just trying to scalp, you know. It's like, my freaking entry is like, is wild. Like, this is wild. Oh my gosh.
Every core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
I'm placing it where the imbalance is. That's why I'm placing it where I am. Bro, I think. Finally, man. That was more nerve-wracking than an actual, like, freaking... Holy crap. Watch, now it's gonna rip all the way to the upside. I'm not, like, even though I'm not willing to hold, first of all, because I'm pretty much past these accounts, so I just, let me see. Yeah, so I passed all my accounts now, so, bro, I don't want to sit there. Last thing I want to do is hold this to full TP and then end up losing money or something, so... Plus, other thing is, this gets a little bit riskier to hold, right? Normally, this is my setup right here. But the fact that this thing is failing to go up and just keeps trending sideways, this kind of shows me the closer we get to that 1030 mark, a lot of times we get a push down to the downside at 1030. If you pay attention, a lot of times we get moves at 10 o'clock to the upside. 1030, a lot of times we get reversals. So the fact that price is having such a hard time pushing through, right? It just keeps it doesn't have that momentum to go to the upside. Guess what? It's gonna go to the downside. So you gotta learn how to very like switch your bias in a sense of, see this? Look, I would have been. You gotta know when to understand that this thing, if it fails to go to the upside, it's gonna go to the downside. I was expecting a bang. No, the reason I had to close early because I was $40 away from passing the account. So it would be really stupid of me to hold, you know, a $40 trade. It would be stupid to try to take full profit when I passed the account already. There would be no point. It would just be worthless money. Like, it'd just be worthless. And it'd be just stupid risk. So I'm just trying to... And at the same time, and I took that trade. First of all, I took that trade because, right, I was just scalping for 40 bucks. That's all I needed to pass the account. Second of all, if I was actually in an account taking full size risk, I would not be taking this trade right now. I would not have taken that trade because this sideways, like I was saying earlier, this sideways scares me because I understand that it's having trouble going to the upside, so guess what? It's gonna go to the downside if it can't go up. So last thing you want to do is try to force. I'm not in the position to force price to do something that, you know, I can't force it. So if I can see that it doesn't have the momentum to go up, well, guess what? It's probably gonna go down. But we are still bullish. This thing could still go up. But the closer we get to 1030, like I said, it just scares me trying to take a long now. If it's not doing it. Buyers aren't strong enough. Like as FOMC, not many people are trying to buy, right, the day before FOMC. So, like I said in the mornings, be careful. You may not get that, you know, push. You may not get that push. So if you do take trades, make sure you kind of lock in base hits before FOMC. Don't expect like a crazy move and this thing to start trending to one direction. As you can see, it's chopped. Tomorrow could be the same exact price action tomorrow. Price action could even be worse than... But... I gotta protect, you know, profits. I can't... That's the thing about trading. You can't force. Once the market shows you that it's not going where you predict it to go, well, price action showing that we could go lower at this point. We're just failing to go higher, so... We don't have that momentum. Yeah, and that sale is over tonight. So that's exactly why I needed to pass these accounts and just take in my profit past these accounts so that I could take advantage of that $85 activation fee. Signal short 10 minutes ago. I mean, if it's your strategy, that's good. It's, you know... This is where discretion comes in. This is where, like, you have a strategy, and then over time and experience, you develop that discretion of, yeah, I'm getting a setup, but the fact of it doing this way, and this is exactly why a strategy like this, like, how can you code something like this? Because if you had a bot, this bot would have just bought long and would have been holding for the highs. But me, as a human trader, I have discretion. I understand that this price action sideways is a big red flag. Even though this is my setup technically to go long, right? I took a quick scalp just to lock in to pass the accounts. But normally, if I was going in a full-size position, I would not be necessarily taking that trade because of this sideways chop. Like I said, it's a big red flag, and look what we're doing. We're going for the lows. So that's kind of where discretion comes in, and this is capital preservation. You can't force the market to do something. If it's not going where you're predicting it to go, or price action first told you, and then you're in a trade, and price action is developing while you're in a trade and starts showing you something else, well, maybe you got to not take your trade anymore if price action is showing you something else. Not a bull flag. It was starting to be a bull flag. It was starting to, kind of like right here, but then it kind of, I'll show you. Yeah, this kind of started to look like a bull, like it wanted to do a bull flag, but yeah, it just did not. I mean, who knows? It could still rip up. I mean, it's like a lot of times what you notice bull flags do is they like to take out the low before they rip back up. I've seen that happen plenty of times where a bull flag starts to form, it drops down, takes out a low, and then it starts ripping all the way back up to the upside. So we'll see what it does here. But my job as a trader is to preserve my capital, not to take, dumb trades. If I'm not confident in price action as it develops, well, I gotta either get out of the trade or I gotta not take the trade. Or if you're in it, get out. If you haven't taken it, stay out. Like look, my like literally took a base hit. It literally reversed exactly off my TP. It's just consolidating. Like I told you, be careful before FOMC. A lot of times we could get chopped before FOMC. No big institution, the people that actually move the markets, that invest millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, are not going to be buying right before FOMC. So this price action you see right now is just the algos. It's just the algos buying and selling. But like a big massive order, they're not going to be dishing out huge orders. I mean, it would just be really stupid on their part. That's why you got to understand market sentiment and what the market's doing right before a massive news event. Same thing tomorrow. Like if I get a setup tomorrow, it's going to be a base hit. I am not going to be trying to catch something crazy. We're at VWAP. This is why exactly it's holding right here. I mean, we're at VWAP. So, I mean, we're the wicks on the 15-minute chart are pretty freaking crazy. They're trying to hold it up there, but the more they try, right, eventually, like it's gonna go down. It's gonna give up. If it can't go up, it goes down. Can't find enough buyers. Sellers start to step in. Sellers start to get very confident, and then sellers start overtaking the buyers. And then once it breaks down a certain level, I mean, that spooks out all the buyers, and then everyone starts piling in selling. So then it starts really propelling to the downside. See? We're at VWAP. Once price starts breaking VWAP, even the algos, right? The algos for the hedge funds, they use VWAP. They have VWAP in there. That's why a lot of times you see VWAP respected. A lot of those bots have VWAP in it, so you'll see chop during VWAP. So a lot of times once it gets away from VWAP, the further it gets away from VWAP, then you see it really start to propel to one direction. Right now, it's like an area where like buyers trying to step in, sellers trying to step in. Once it breaks down, that spooks the buyers. Then sellers start to take in aggressively, and everyone starts piling in short. And then if it goes back up, everyone starts piling in long. And you gotta think, these hedge funds, they're like, bro, their orders are within milliseconds. So they're not like buying and holding for, they're very quick orders. So they don't need the same move that we need as this is why the hedge funds have such an edge, is because their computers, right, are like $200,000 computers that take millions of dollars to maintain, and they can freaking execute milliseconds of trading. And you gotta think, like, all the institutions, they reprogram their algos. They don't have a specific, like, they don't have a specific code for an algo that runs forever, the same code. They're always adjusting their codes. During the weekends, they're adjusting their code. They're sim testing their bots, making sure everything is working smoothly for market open. Like, they do a lot of, like, tweaking. This is where you hear the term of quants, right? They do a lot of tweaking to algos. I'm sure they started tweaking algos because FOMC is coming out, so they did probably tweak their algos to take into account that FOMC is coming out. So just a speculation, but I would assume they would. No ticker, no time frame. This is the 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart. These blue lines are 5 minute levels. Live restricted for some audience. Like, what the hell did I say that? I'm a price action trader. I don't need a bunch of freaking indicators and like a million stuff. This is the misconception of trading, where when people think of a trader, they think of somebody having 30 computer screens, and they have Apple and Tesla and freaking Nvidia and this and that and the VIX and freaking VWAP indicator, the 200-day, like, they think they need to have every single indicator, every single time frame, every single ticker, right? There's called over-analysis. You get paralysis. You typically, the simpler the trading, price action, the best thing you could do is price action. That's it. Learn how to read price action. That's it. That's all you need. And I switch from time frames, right? Go on the 5 minute time frame. What do you see? We're in this bullish imbalance right there. We took out this 5 minute low. We're at the VWAP, right? We have broken down below this 5 minute range. So why I marked down the 5 minute range. We'll see what happens. If price really starts propelling to the downside, guess what? It can come back up, retest that 5 minute range to go back down to the downside. If it pushes back into the 5 minute range, gives you a confirmation, this thing could start pushing to the upside. That 5 minute range, a lot of volume is conducted, right? The most volume is conducted within that first like 5 minutes of market open. You have so much volume come in. That's why I mark out the 5 minute range. It's a very important range. Then why live trade? It's useless with no ticker or time frame. You're just virtue signaling. What do you mean no ticker or time frame? It's NQ futures. It literally says when you hop onto my stream, in the comments, you'll see a notification that says NQ futures. And to be honest, I live trade. I know this is going to sound a little bit selfish, but I live trade more for myself than for other people. Because when I live trade and I talk through my trade, it really helps me process. Like, there's a psychological thing about talking through your trades versus just like being silent and not doing. It really helps me. Like my trading has literally improved ever since I went live. So it's not like I'm just doing, like I am doing it to help other people too, but I'm not gonna lie, I am doing it for myself. It really does help me when I talk through my trades. And if it helps me and I can help some other people out, that's a win-win in my book. So you don't think it'd be like, I could easily not trade live and not, you know. But it does help me, like I said, so. Dude, literally, look, if I... It literally says, when you log onto my stream, it literally says NASDAQ futures. It's like one of the first things you should see, a comment pop up that says NASDAQ futures, host. So, I'm sorry that you can't read. Maybe I'll just put it in, like, I'll put it in below all that stuff so that, you know, people can... So funny. I love the haters. I love the haters. Dude probably lost some money. I already picture it in my mind what happens. This is why I don't get pissed off. Like, somebody's trading. He takes he maybe copies some other influencer or whatever, takes a losing trade, or he just took a losing trade. Now he's pissed off. Now he's scrolling through everyone's live going, what are you doing, dude? Bro, do you even know how to trade? Just tried to dish out his anger on everybody. It's alright, man. If you lost money, it's okay, man. You'll live to see another day. Market's gonna open tomorrow, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and then Monday. You don't need to get pissed off and dish out your anger on everybody else. What's up? Yeah. So I don't get pissed off. Like, see, I'm somebody that actually understands, right? When I get a hater, he's probably going through something. This is why I'm even the person, I try to hold myself back. I don't always like, right? You see road rage people. Bro, I had some dude, this was a long time ago, some dude freak out on me. And I had to take a step back. First of all, it's not worth it. Second of all, you gotta understand, maybe people go through different, shit in life. Who knows? Something could have happened in his life. Maybe somebody lost his job. Somebody went through something. A family member passed away. People go through tough times. This is why it's like, I don't get pissed off if somebody comes in and starts hating. I understand in the back of my mind, he's probably going through some stuff. Nobody that's loving life and living on top of the world and really enjoying life goes on hating on other people. Nobody does that. So if somebody's hating, there's something deeper down inside why that person is hating. Nobody hates for fun. So this is why I'm like, it don't bother me. Yeah, 95% lose money. And I understand that some people, some people take trades, they lose money, they oversize. Most people oversize, and then they try to, take out of their anger. The thing about it is a very high percentage of retail traders that lose money over the long term. Why is it a high percentage? Because most people just gamble this. Most people don't want to learn. Most people just oversize, over leverage. They don't learn from their mistakes. They treat it like a casino. They come in here and they freaking, they pull the lever. Pulling the lever on a slot machine is the same exact thing as you having no plan, you coming into the market. Oh, the market's going up, I'm gonna buy. Oh, the market's going down, I'm gonna sell. You coming into the market with no plan, no strategy is the same thing as you walking into a casino and just pulling that lever. There's no difference. And guess what? Over the long term, the casino ends up winning. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So you have to, have rules for yourself. Rules, playing defense in the market, like, understand that not taking a trade is a position in and of itself because you're playing defense. You're not giving away money to the market. So, whatever it takes for you not to overtrade. I mean, hammer that inside your head. Repeat that over and over again. I don't need to overtrade because the market's going to open tomorrow. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a long-term game. So, market's going to open tomorrow. If you took a losing trade, try to figure out why you took that losing trade. First of all, ask yourself, did you follow your plan? Did you have a plan? If you had a plan, did you follow your plan? If you didn't have a plan, well, now you need to figure out a plan because that's not going to work over the long term. You may get that dopamine hit here and there. I took a winning trade. Oh, it's like, bro, I saw a video yesterday. Where this kid, he goes, bro, yeah, I made $60,000. I made 60 grand yesterday. And he's all boasting. He's like, yeah, I was in a paper trading account. I made 60 grand yesterday. Like, that right there shows me that person is doing it for a profit, which is not going to make him profitable. He's always, as long as he has that mindset, he's going to be chasing money. He's going to get those dopamine hits, but over the long term, he's not going to be profitable. That in and of itself, you trading a paper account, like a $5 million paper account, is just completely stupid. You don't have $5 million. So why are you trading a $5 million paper account? Like, what are you doing? It's like, but people don't understand that. But it's just hilarious. It's so funny. There needs to be like, the reason the failure rate in trading is so high also, there's just no barrier to entry. There's absolutely no barrier to entry. It's like you being able to walk into a hospital and perform surgery on someone. Like, obviously, nothing good is going to come out of that. So the fact in trading is a very high income skill. It can be a very high income skill. So the fact that you can come into the market, not know a lick about trading, and put money into the market and try to trade, it's just like, it's a recipe for disaster when the barrier to entry is so low. That's why you have such a high failure rate. And I'm a victim of that. When I started to trade, guess what I did? Do you think I traded a simulated account like you should? Like I tell people to do? Nope. What did I do? I freaking funded an account and I was chasing the dopamine. I funded a live account and I was chasing it. And guess what? I lost money. And guess what? I funded it again. And guess what? I lost money. Up until I had the discipline, psychology. Then you start to make money. So I tell people, don't fund a live account. Don't do it. If you haven't proven to yourself that you can trade, don't waste money. You're going to lose money. Yeah, blow as many props as I pass. Yeah, so you gotta ask yourself, like, why are you blowing props? Are you oversized? Like, don't compare. And the other thing the other thing is, a lot of people try to compare themselves to everyone else. I mean, look at every other person's live. Their profits are. He's trading in his mom's basement with drapes in the background from the 1930s. And the dude's P&L is $3,000 on the day. So you're telling me you make $3,000 on the day, but you're still living in a house with drapes from the 1920s? Bro, come on, man. Like, people are chasing, like, don't compare yourself, because a lot of it is fake out there. A lot of it. That's the other problem. A lot of the trading space is so fake. There are some legit traders out there. A lot of traders, entertainment purposes. They're not, their goal is to sell you a Discord and sell you a course. Don't get caught in that. Trust me, don't get caught. I'm one of the only people in the space that's going to tell you don't buy a Discord and don't buy somebody's course. Don't do it. First of all, you don't know if that strategy is going to... It may even be a profitable strategy, but you don't know if it's going to work for you. There have been profitable strategies that just didn't click in my mind. I just don't get the strategies. So there's... Me paying for a course to see a strategy that's just not going to click for me is just a waste of money. And most 99% of the stuff out there is free. The stuff that you're paying for a course and all that, it's out there for free. So... But the biggest thing, I mean, don't oversize, don't over leverage, don't compare yourself to other traders that have thousands of dollars in P&L on the day. Take it easy, build a system, and understand in your mind that if you can make $50 a day, if you can make $100 on a trade, guess what? The only difference now, all it takes is to size up on accounts, right? Now you have one account, you're making $100 a day. Right now, if you can prove to yourself that you can do that consistently, now I'm not saying make $100 every day. You're gonna have drawdowns. You're gonna have, but if you can prove that you're profitable over months and months and months and months of trading, you're profitable. Guess what? Now that turning that $50 into, or that $100 into $1,000 a day is as simple as buying 9 more accounts, passing them, boom. Now you're funded with 10 accounts. Taking $100, now you're making $1,000 days. Boom, 20 accounts, 10 more accounts, $2,000 days. And you're doing the same exact thing. What time is it? All right, I'm gonna be on for like 10 more minutes and then I gotta go. I gotta do some work today. What do you trade? Strategy. So my strategy that I look for is, I can show you like what happened yesterday. Today was not a good example because I wouldn't have took this trade because of this chop. Normally, I would have had the setup, I would have had my position, but as this chop formed, I would have exited. I would have canceled my order because this, like I said, right? Those of you who were in my live, I said exactly right here. I said this chop is scares me because this shows me that this could possibly dump back down. What do you know? What happened? Dump back down. But like yesterday was a perfect example of what I look for in a strategy. So let me go back to yesterday. Hold on, give me a second. Where's price? So you have a 5-minute range. This is what I look for. 5-minute range. Marked it out. Marked that 5-minute range out every single day. It broke outside the 5-minute range. You see a 1-minute closure outside the 5-minute range. They push it back into the 5-minute range, showing strength. Right now, then I look for a bullish imbalance. Right, so there's that bullish imbalance. Right, pushed back into it. There's that bullish imbalance. Right, and I target the next level of whatever I think price is likely to go next level. So right, I had an order here off this bullish imbalance with a stop loss below the lows, and I targeted these highs, these 5-minute highs. Simple as that. I look for that every single freaking day, every day. That one strategy is how I passed 7 more funded accounts. But you can give someone the blueprint and everything how to be profitable, and guess this is the Turtle Traders, the legendary guy from the Turtle Traders said, and this was back when they had newspapers, so he used newspapers. He said, I can post my strategy on the front page of a newspaper and people still wouldn't follow the rules. Like, wouldn't be profitable because they wouldn't follow the rules. You can give people the exact ABC setup to be profitable, and guess what? They won't follow it. They'll take revenge trades. They'll take trades when they shouldn't. Naturally, like, we become impatient, which is not good for trading. Do you trade on live accounts? No, not currently. I just trade PropFirm accounts, but I am planning to in January. In January, I am planning to fund a $5,000 account and see how high I could take that account. My goal is to take that account from 5K to 100K. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I think I could do it. I really do think I could do it. So, and at the same time, I want to be able to build my own account, right? I want to build my own account, and so in January, my plan is to have a live account, trade that live account, and then still have my funded accounts, but just copy trade my funded account from my live account. So I'll be trading my own live account and then also copy trading funded accounts. So it's kind of like, yeah, and I get that. That's why I'm kind of like I'm gathering up my data right now. So I'm keeping an eye on my data so that I can size accordingly when I do the $5,000 account. I can size accordingly according to my data. So, right, I can potentially risk 5 to 10% per trade because I understand my data. And then when my data shifts, I'll size down. If something changes, I will size down, figure out what I need to do, and then make back like a loss or two, size down, and then start scaling back up again. Oh, I'm not even going to be trading one mini. I'm going to be trading micros. The reason I trade micros, I don't trade minis, is because, for example, right? I place my stop losses below an area of invalidation. So my stop losses and take profits are at very like specific levels. So like, for example, if I was to take a long off this, say, 1 minute candle right here, if I was to take a long, right, my stop loss would have to be below the lows. So if my stop loss is below the lows, well, that's a what? That's a 10, 20, let's call it 25 points stop loss. A 25 point stop loss with one mini, that's what? That's like $450 risk. That's about a $450 risk. So, and if you're someone who only wants to risk 200 bucks, and then if you get, you know, a 60 point stop loss, if price action shows you need a 50, 60 point stop loss, I'm risking too much even with one mini. So that's why I use micros. I would rather use, you know, I would rather use micros to be able to adjust my risk very easily, just in case that kind of like I need more room. So that's why. But yeah, if you're somebody who does like hyper scalping, or that's different. I do get trades where my risk is sometimes it's like 60 points. So because sometimes I risk 60 points, I can't use one mini. That's way too much risk even with one mini. So that's why I have to use micros. But to each his own. Yeah, if you're somebody who hyper scalps, then potentially you can use one mini and you have no issue with it at all. Still chopping. We're going down. Remember, now it's testing that 5 minute. Remember? I said if this thing could break down below, it can pop up and retest that 5 minute to go lower. Right. I'm like, exactly what it did. It's testing it again. This is why that 5 minute range, I'm telling you, this 5 minute range is an important range. Appreciate the follows. Thank you. But yeah, right now we're kind of, honestly, we're just chopping. We're back above UOP, but this is just it's a tough area. You really don't know, like, price is just, I feel like price is just gonna chop till FOMC. Yeah, lunchtime chop, FOMC, all that together is just like, it's a recipe for chop. So be careful, like, don't force anything. You know how many times I've like, bro, I went through all of it. I've went through all of it when I was learning and I was like trying to find a strategy. bro, I would be trying to trade this chop right now, and then it just would be, oh my gosh. It's like, I think of those moments and I'm just like, the days where I got excited of, you know, trading without a strategy, and then I make some money and I get excited like I just figured it out, and like, you know you're starting to really improve as a trader if you can come into the market, sit there for an hour and a half to 2 hours staring at the chart, and walk away without taking a trade. That is the first sign that you're actually becoming a good trader. That is the first signal of actual discipline. Because a lot of people, let me tell you, a lot of people cannot come into the market without taking a trade. And a lot of times what will happen is they'll force something because they're itching to take a trade, and they may even have a strategy. And then when an actual good setup comes, what are they doing? They're just making back losses from the dumb trades that they were impatient on. So, like, it may be, yeah, it's a good time to walk away. I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes, and then if you have any questions, you can ask. But like, I'm gonna hop off in about 2 minutes. And then we'll come back tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see if we get chopped. Most likely, we'll get chopped tomorrow. But if I do take a trade, it's going to be a very quick scalp. I'm not going to be targeting any kind of, like, just understanding, you know. I'm actually curious to see what's his name? Curious to see what happens with TJR. He said he's gonna short. That's also his idea for FOMC, is he's gonna go short because he feels like that imbalance. He feels like that imbalance is gonna get filled from FOMC. I do think so too. But he thinks this gap right here, he thinks FOMC is gonna fill that gap. So he's going to try to go short, thinking that, right now in the market, we have a lot of positive sentiment in the market with kind of like these trade stuff getting resolved, Trump and China, rate cuts. All this is kind of like positive news. But get this, the positive news is already priced into the market. So just because we have a lot of positive news does not mean that the market's going to go up on FOMC. So a lot of times, sometimes what can happen is you have a positive market sentiment, but because that sentiment is already priced into the market, it's kind of like sell the news type of event where it could start to tank because it's already priced into the market. So kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing that could happen. It always looks like when you walk away, you come back in good market inflection. Yeah, and when I walk away, I typically don't, like, I don't really think about I'm not somebody, this is why I trade the way I trade. I'm not somebody that wants to be in a trade, checking back. Like, I do other things. This is why I recommend having other things you do. Whether it's a 9-to-5 job, whether it's something you do on the other, like, I don't think trading should be your only income. Like, part of the reason why I could be so patient and I could just walk away is because I have other crap to do. Like, after this, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat, right? I'm gonna have my lunch, and then I'm gonna go right back to work. So it's like, and I'm gonna be working probably till 6 o'clock. So it's like, I got other stuff to do. I don't care. Once I walk away from the market, I don't care what the market does. I only care when I'm sitting here and watching price action. That's when I care about the market. But too many people, like, they think this lifestyle, they want this lifestyle of like, oh, I just want to make money trading and then I would just want to do nothing for the rest of the day. Trust me, it sounds better in your mind than it actually is. You're gonna do something like that for you know, a couple weeks, and then you're gonna start like losing your mind, because people need to be productive. Like sitting around doing nothing, even if you make a lot of money trading, sitting around doing nothing is not good for your mental health or any of that. So you got to be productive. You got to do stuff. You got to be, you know, try to provide some value to society. Try to be productive in life. And it helps you with your trading, because you're not sitting there trying to, oh, I have nothing else to do, so I'm just going to sit here all day and trade. Bro, that's not going to turn out good. Wake up, wait for a good setup, wait for a high probability trade. If you get it, take it, make your money, walk away. If you don't get it, stay off, walk away. Come back the next day. That's trading. Trading is part-time, partly is full-time. Yeah, when I say, and I say this a lot, I'm like, people ask me, do you trade full-time? I say yes, because trading full-time is not the same as trading like a job, right? Where you have to sit there for 8 hours. For me, trading full-time is 9:30 till about 11 o'clock. That's it. That's a full-time trading for me. I come in every single day and I trade. That's full-time. When I say full-time, I don't mean sitting at the chart all day. Typically doesn't work good. Because every human has a certain level of mental capacity. And the longer you sit there and stare at the charts, you start to get like tired. You start to potentially take stupid trades because you become impatient, tired. You start to force things. You go into drawdown. Now you're forcing more. It's just a recipe for disaster. So the best thing to do is to really come in, have your ideal. I don't care. It could be New York session. Maybe you trade good during London session. Maybe you trade good during afternoon session. But the goal is to find the time frame where you're good at, where your setup works, and then come in, take it, make your money, walk away. If it doesn't work, walk away. If it doesn't set up, walk away. So, all right, why am I in a 60-minute chart? Holy crap. Yeah, we're still rejecting off this 5-minute, right? Rejection off 5-minute, rejection off 5-minute, trying to bounce off view op. So it's in this chop area where it doesn't really have a direction. Not enough buyers stepping in, not enough sellers taking over. So then you get this kind of chop area. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. I'm gonna be hopping off. I'll be back tomorrow. It's already 11 o'clock. I mean, I would advise just to walk away. Don't sit through this chop. This sucks. So yeah, walk away. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. We'll see what happens tomorrow before FOMC. Like I said, I'm not going to be forcing much. It's if I do get a setup, it's going to be base hits. It's FOMC, so understand that we're probably going to get chop again tomorrow. So that being said, protect yourself, protect your profits. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.